Hello, friends. Location, St. Petersburg, the hometown of the illegitimate dwarf old fart. The picture is titled The Real State of the Russian Economy, which supposedly overtook Japan by the end of 2025.
Позакрывались магазины. Иду по Невскому. Кофейня закрылась. Магазин закрылся. Закрылась. Магазин одежды закрылась. Закрылась. Аренда. Закрылась. Аренда. Закрылась. Продажа. Закрылась. И вообще давно идет ремонт. Аренда. Закрылась. Сейчас реалии декабря 25 года.
As the great classics once said, the closer an empire is to collapse, the more shops start closing. Location, Crimea, a peninsula occupied by Putin, New Year's fireworks and local entertainment. The best sanctions don't come from the USA or Europe's might, they come from Magyar's little birds. They buzz, they strike, good night. Meanwhile, in another city significant to Putin, Moscow, people are snatching expired food straight from a store employee's cart before she can dump it into the trash.
Вот она, Россия, матушка. Пятерочка бросает шутки просроченные.
And this painting would be titled A Country of Late Putinism, 3.5 Years of War, Interim Results. Curious math. If, starting on February 24, 2022, an ordinary snail had crawled westward from Donetsk, by December 2025, it would have calmly reached Vienna, about 1,600 kilometers. In the same amount of time, Putin's army managed to advance roughly 45 kilometers. And on top of that, it's demanding capitulation and concessions. Geniuses, aren't they? News straight from the category of true traditional Russian values. The wife of Togliatti City Duma deputy Alexander Doroshkin proudly says she gave birth in Chile, so her child would have a strong passport and the freedom to travel.
Люба, откуда пришла идея рожать за границей?
Идея пришла спонтанно, но я всегда мечтала родить малыша за границей. Муж проштудировал все за и против, плюсы и минусы. У нас были варианты родить в США, в Майами, в Канаде, но приняли решение рожать в Южной Америке, в Чили по многим причинам.
Looks like Lyuba never even considered giving birth at home, in Russia, not for a second. So who said there are no real patriots left in Putin's Russia?
Паспорт Чили дает возможность путешествовать безвизово во многих странах мира. Также экономика очень на высоком уровне, преступность на низком уровне.
And the fact that these liberators, millionaire veterans returning from the war, won't be bothering her in Chile either.
Хотела бы, чтобы мой малыш знал несколько языков. В Чили говорят на испанском языке. Очень красивый язык. Мне бы хотелось, чтобы мой малыш обладал всеми этими супервозможностями.
You understood it correctly. Russia is only useful to me so that my husband, a member of Putin's party, can simply and ruthlessly continue stealing money from the people. The security service of Ukraine demilitarized a Russian submarine that had been launching Kaliber missiles at Ukraine, not somewhere out at sea, but right at its base in Novorossiysk. Yes, comrades, everything is going strictly according to plan. Friends, now is the perfect moment to hit the like button. And don't forget to share this video with your friends. Thank you. Another episode of Only the Best for Our People. Russian retailers, apparently in an effort to stimulate economic growth, have started selling sausage scraps for money.
Мы не знаем, что это такое, если бы мы знали, что это такое. Это обрезки колбасок. Что это? Почему это? Зачем это? Позитивное новогоднее настроение.
Just another batch of fake news about a great and incredibly rich Russia. Next thing she'll claim is that we're selling meat right next to memorials for veterans. A Putin fanboy of the Russian world and Z-blogger Ivan Orakovsky, in the 4th year of the war, suddenly realized that Russia is fighting not over the so-called oppression of the Russian people, but simply to become a raw materials appendage of China.
Вот буквально неделю назад господин Сечин заявил, что Россия готова стать ресурсной базой для Китая, который превратился в промышленную супердержаву. То есть прямо сказано о том, что мы являемся и хотим быть сырьевым придатком для Китая, для развития Китая, не для развития нашей страны, а для развития Китая. И здесь, значит, хочу напомнить, что мы ресурсным придатком и для стран НАТО, и для Китая являлись всегда. Что бы нам ни говорили о том, что мы там какого-то суверенитета добиваемся, вот прямые слова.
Putin leased 40,000 square kilometers to China on a long-term basis in the Trans-Baikal region alone, an area 1.5 times the size of Crimea. The same story can be seen in Buryatia, Krasnoyarsk Krai, Yakutia, and the Amur region. In total, around 4 million hectares have effectively left Russia. This is what restoring historically Russian territories really means.
Посмотрите, что выводится из России на данный момент, тот же Китай. Одно сырье. Обратно к нам поступает, соответственно, готовый продукт. Очевидно, все, что происходит, это просто выкачивание сырья из нашей страны и финансов в том числе. То есть мы на уровне колонии сырьевой как были, так и остаемся. И по плану властей, соответственно, и будем продолжать это делать.
The Kremlin Führer has bent the country over for China, pushed it down, and pulled its pants down. And propaganda keeps telling the electorate that this is just cooperation, relax and enjoy it. Goida. According to Raiffeisenbank analysts, roughly 2/3 of the so-called economic growth Putin bragged about is driven by the production of tanks and ammunition. War is peace, freedom is slavery, and weapons designed for killing are the economy. Diplomacy, late Putinism style. Russia's ambassador in London made it perfectly clear, no deals interest them, only Ukraine's unconditional capitulation.
There was a 28-point plan. I don't know whether you know what was in it. And then there was a new version that he talked about last week. What do you understand his plan to be?
Definitely, it should not be a deal. At the moment, we have to talk about surrender, because Kiev should think not about the deal, but definitely the situation on the ground.
Putin's Russia is a rare, almost unique case. A country that failed to win a war, yet still demands that Ukraine surrender on its own. Friends, making content on YouTube is getting harder every day because of blocks and restrictions. But thanks to your support, this channel keeps going. I also want to say a huge thank you to everyone who keeps supporting the channel with one-time donations in the YouTube comments. You're the best. But if you can, please consider doing it through Patreon or buy me a coffee instead. That way, your support reaches me much more directly. YouTube takes a 30% cut, while those platforms only take around 10%. And don't forget that I have a Patreon, where you can subscribe for just $3 a month. You get early access to new videos, personal chats with me, and already 3 exclusive videos you won't find anywhere else. The first, about how China is destroying Russia's nature for coal mining. The second, a rare banned interview with Putin's ex-wife, Lyudmila. And the third, a frank confession of a soldier who was deceived into taking part in the war in Ukraine. A huge thank you as well to everyone supporting the channel through Buy Me a Coffee. Know that in heaven, a special place has already been prepared for you. Right now, I have 77 incredible patrons. Please, let's hit 80. Not saying goodbye. See you soon.